After using the Audio-Technica AT-HM40XS for more than 2 years, I wanted to try out a pair of on-ear headphones but had no intention of spending more than 2000 rupees for my little adventure. Thereby, I started browsing the internet for a new pair of headphones that would suffice, and I came across these, the Boat Rockerz 400 on-ear Bluetooth headphones. This is Ujjwal from Xenotech. I hope you're all doing well, and let's get this party started. I'd had a very negative experience with Boat somewhere around a year back, where I'd ordered a pair of Bluetooth earphones for my daily running and jogging activities, and I'd come out very disappointed. But now I wanted to give them a second chance and see if they had somewhat improved over all this time. So have they? Well, I guess we'll find out. First off, I would like to talk about the manufacturers, Boat themselves. I couldn't really find a lot about them, but they seem to be an India-based company and make stuff like headphones, headsets, and other accessories like power banks, micro USB and lightning cables, and so on. Their products are usually quite budget focused and marketed a lot with online retailers like Amazon and Flipkart. Not everyone can spend 10,000 rupees on headphones, therefore Boat particularly focus on music lovers who would like to upgrade to a better listening experience without breaking the bank. With that out of the way, let's get into the juicy bits. I'm going to stress over 5 major aspects of these headphones for my review, these being the design and build quality, comfort, connectivity and battery life, sound quality, and finally the value for money, which will also contain my conclusion. The Boat Rockerz 400 are a pair of on-ear Bluetooth headphones. They feature pea-leather ear cushions that rest on your ears. Both the ear cups feature Boat branding on the outer sides, and the right ear cup contains all of the functional elements of the headphones, namely the multifunction buttons, as well as the micro USB port for charging and the 3.5mm jack for wired audio or when Bluetooth simply isn't an option. There is the play pause button, which also turns the headphones on and off, as well as helps you pair them with your devices. Flanking it are the track up and down buttons that also change the volumes of whatever you're listening to. Clicking them once will change tracks, whereas holding them will increase or decrease the volume. The ear cups swivel about 15 to 20 degrees to better adjust to the shape of your head, and are also height adjustable if you require them to be, as they slide up and down on a rounded metal piece jutting out from the headband. The headband itself is made up of plastic and is completely devoid of any branding, which in my opinion looks kinda dull and empty, as I kinda like branding. It also features some pea leather padding on the inside. The Rockerz 400 are mostly made up of plastic, with some metal elements thrown in here and there, such as the rails on which the ear cups move is made up of some kind of polished metal. Some elements of the headphones feel more premium than others though. For example, the holes cut into the ear cups for the microphone and the LED light look very cheap, as do all the multifunction buttons used for controlling various aspects of the listening experience. Nonetheless, the Rockerz 400 feel solid, and you probably don't need to worry about them coming apart anytime soon. All in all, the Boat Rockerz 400 are a subtle looking pair of headphones, and I kinda dig their understated design. Comfort is a sore point for the Boat Rockerz 400, as these are simply very tight. They hug the sides of your head with quite a lot of force, and this is a bit of a problem, especially as these are of the on-ear variety, which means that they push the ear flaps inwards due to the sheer clamping force. Personally, I have to take them off every hour or so when they become too tight to bear, but your mileage may vary. However, the tightness also means that the passive noise cancellation is frankly superb, as when wearing these, you are completely isolated from the outside noise. The ear cushions themselves are quite okay and do somewhat help with the tightness of the headphones. I said headbones. It's actually headphones, I think. The padding on the headband, however, could have been softer and deeper, as it is currently quite shallow and feels a bit uncomfortable. The controls placed on the right ear cups are conveniently located and can be found easily without looking for them, and the buttons are quite tactile even if they do feel a bit cheap. The ear cups also fold up into the headband for better portability, which is a nice feature when traveling. The Rockerz 400 used Bluetooth to connect to various media devices such as personal media players, mobile phones, laptops, and so on. As I mentioned above, there's the 3.5mm audio jack for wired audio as well. The pairing process is a bit of a chore really, as the headphones give no indication as to when they are actually in the pairing mode, except for the super weak, rapidly blinking blue LED, and I had to consult the quick start guide to quickly get started. You are supposed to turn the headphones on by holding the play pause button, and a male voice inside the headphones will say the following.
Power on, you've plugged into Nirvana.
If you had not previously paired any device, you are supposed to keep holding that button for a few seconds longer, which will put the headphones in pairing mode. Once you select these in the list of Bluetooth devices, they will give you the following indication.
Now connected to Boat Rockerz 400.
You can also turn the headphones off by clicking and holding the play pause button for 3 seconds or so, doing which will trigger the following response from that guy living inside your headphones.
Adios amigo, powering off.
This is the first time that I've experienced something like this from a pair of headphones, and it is bizarre. I frankly would have preferred a gentle sound or beep for such indications, but you'll get used to it. Hopefully. The Amazon product page of the Rockerz 400 features the connectivity range being 10 meters, but I didn't find that to be true. It's more in the ballpark of 5 to 7 meters, and even then they might disconnect randomly. It might be a problem with my particular unit, but the frequency of the disconnection was not so high that I would have to order a replacement unit. A redeeming point for the headphones is their battery life, which is some of the best that I've seen from a pair of wireless Bluetooth headphones. Boat claims a battery life of around 8 hours for these, but I actually found these to last around 10 hours or so with normal use. It is quite refreshing seeing a manufacturer delivering more than they actually claim for a product. I've been using the Audio-Technica AT-HM40Xs for the past 2 years non-stop and had grown quite accustomed to its flat sound signature. This is important because when I first powered up some songs on the Boat Rockerz 400, they sounded too bassy and muddled. I didn't find any highs to speak of, and even the mids felt colored and lacking in detail. I was completely put off by the deep bass and the closed soundstage. Things got to the point that I wanted to return them back within the first hour of listening to them, and believed that I wouldn't be able to listen to these for the review. But I felt that this was quite a biased view and gave it some time before putting them on again. When I finally did, the sound signature hadn't changed, they were still bassy, and there was very small amount of instrument separation to speak of, but to my surprise, they started growing on me. I started enjoying them and in fact noticed some details that I had earlier missed in my music. All this within the first 3 hours of using them. The M40X had made my audio taste quite sterile and unexciting. These put color back in my life, literally, because of how much the mid frequencies are colored and emphasized in these. To be completely honest, I still need to boost the treble in my equalizer, but other than that, I really like how they sound. Experiencing all those old songs which I had already listened to hundreds if not thousands of times was so rewarding, and all of them sounded different and fresh once again. Zack Knight's Love Controller was making me dance, and Red Aldridge's deep voice in Lose It All made me want to shed a tear once again. Not that I did actually cry or anything. Coming to the bad, the soundstage is quite disappointingly narrow and the bass sometimes gets overwhelming. Also, there's a very hard to listen to, but once you do, you can't ignore it kind of a hiss when using these on Bluetooth. Initially, I thought that this was a problem with my phone or something, but even changing devices didn't fix that. It shouldn't be a deal breaker, but it is kind of my job to bring it to your attention. If your music taste features the usual pop and rock and Punjabi rap, you will be absolutely fine with these. However, I wouldn't suggest any kind of a serious listener of classical or jazz or ambient kind of music, as these are going to sound very restricted and closed. Frankly, if you just need some no-nonsense headphones to put on and forget it, these would have done the job well, if they weren't so tight as to almost choke your ears. I paid 1499 rupees for these, and just a day later, they had fallen in price by 100 rupees. What you gonna do? My job is not only to help the consumer spend their hard-earned money wisely and on products that add value to their lives, but also to point out the weaknesses in the manufacturer's products and suggest to them ways that they can improve the same. The main problems with the Boat Rockerz 400, for me at least, were the tightness of the headband and the connectivity issues, which although weren't widespread but certainly there to be a nuisance. Boat. Just fix these two problems and these will earn an instant recommendation from me. There is one thing that I haven't talked about in this review of mine, that being the calls over Bluetooth feature of the Boat Rockerz 400. Simply put, I didn't use that feature at all, not even once, simply because how tight these were, and it would have been an excruciatingly painful experience to try and talk over Bluetooth with them. So I guess that finally leads us into the conclusion. Would I suggest that you race off and buy these? No, I wouldn't. Even though they sound fun and lively without breaking the bank, they're just too uncomfortable to wear, and apart from the sound, that is one of the most important aspects of an accessory that's supposed to be a stress reliever rather than the opposite. So that's been it guys. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, smash that like button and share it with your friends, family and strangers. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more content from me. Check out my other videos if you're feeling adventurous, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!